Among many devices we use today, cameras are playing one of crucial roles for capturing beautiful moments in our daily life. As people are emotional beings, they like freezing moments. But it took many years to create camera that we use today. It's really interesting to see how the camera is actually developed, so I will start from beginning. The first form dates back all the way to 1500. It was called pinhole camera. Chinese philosopher Mozi was observing light rays that were falling down the walls in dark room through small pinhole from the other side, which was actually inverted. Mozi was immediately struck by this fact, and he continued to research, finally reaching conclusion that light is traveling in straight line that made the image invert. This laid foundation for all the upcoming modern cameras. This discovery of inverted picture through pinhole was great, but there were no possibilities to store the final images, which made this method useless. But in 1839, French artist Louis Daguerre has developed method of storing images that were projected on a shiny mirror through pinhole. Kodak and the birth of film. The use of photographic film was pioneered by George Eastman, who started manufacturing paper film in 1885 before switching to celluloid in 1888-1889. His first camera, which he called the Kodak, was first offered for sale in 1888. It was a very simple box camera with a fixed focus lens and single shutter speed, which along with its relatively low price, appealed to the average consumer. The Kodak came preloaded with enough film for 100 exposures and needed to be sent back to the factory for processing and reloading when the roll was finished. 35mm. This process has opened a way for all the next cameras for filming that were in use at that time. Back in the day, everyone wanted to have a camera, but they were looking like heavy and bulky boxes. In year 1900, RIA's camera changed the game completely. This is perceived as one of the first portable cameras that was more light-weighted compared to others that were available to buy. This camera was the first thing everyone was looking to have when shooting photos or traveling. Then in 1925, Leica came to market. This was one of few cameras using 35mm film. This model served as a mold from everything that would come next. More and more cameras are going on the market, and it's becoming a device seen practically everywhere, even though process of developing photos after taking them was really job that consumed a lot of time. SLR and TLR, though both single and twin lens reflex cameras had been available for decades, they were too bulky to achieve much popularity. The Rolleiflex, however, was sufficiently compact to achieve widespread popularity, and the medium format TLR design became popular for both high and low-end cameras. A similar revolution in SLR design began in 1933 with the introduction of the IHG Exacta, a compact SLR which used 127 roll film. This was followed 3 years later by the first Western SLR to use 135 film, the KINE Exacta. The 35mm SLR design gained immediate popularity, and there was an explosion of new models and innovative features after World War II. There were also a few 35mm TLRs, the best known of which was the CONTAFLEX of 1935, but for the most part these met with little success. Several other Japanese camera makers also entered the SLR market in the 1950s, including Canon, Yashica, and Nikon. Nikon's entry, the Nikon F, had a full line of interchangeable components and accessories and is generally regarded as the first Japanese system camera. That helped establish Nikon's reputation as a maker of professional quality equipment. Instant cameras company that was named Polaroid saw a problem in the process of developing photos after taking them and decided to fix it by dividing entire process in only few seconds. Polaroid created Model 95 and shoot in onto market. This kind of camera allowed photos to be printed immediately on special paper that was supplied by same company. At this point, photos that were instant gave a new reality and produced total evolution of cameras. Cameras stopped being bulky heavy boxes and started to be portable, and the long process of photo developing has been reduced down to just a minutes. Digital cameras. In 1975, a famous company Kodak created first world's digital camera. It had CCD sensors for capturing light information and recording tape, so it can store all photographs. This was like a glimpse into future, everything was starting to be digital. But first digital camera, for the global market and private use, was available in 1991 for a big price of $13,000 if you wanted to buy one for yourself. Sure, there were not any doubts that cameras are getting smaller and smaller as years passes. Digital SLR. Nikon was interested in digital photography since the mid-1980s. In 1986, Nikon introduced an operational prototype of the first SLR-type digital camera, manufactured by Panasonic. The Nikon SVC, still video camera, was built around a sensor 2/3 charge-coupled device of 0.3 megapixels. Storage media, a magnetic floppy, inside the camera, allows recording 25 to 50 black and white images, depending on the image size. In 1988, Nikon released the first commercial DSLR camera, the QV1000. Camera phones. The first commercial camera phone was the Kyocera Visual Phone VP210, released in Japan in May 1999. It was called a mobile video phone at the time and had a 0.1 megapixel front-facing camera. The Samsung SCH-V200, released in South Korea in June 2000, was also one of the first phones with a built-in camera and stored up to 20 digital photos at 0.35 megapixel resolution. The first mass-market camera phone was the JSH-04, a Sharp J phone model, sold in Japan in November 2000. It could instantly transmit pictures via cell phone telecommunication. One of the major technology advances was the development of CMOS sensors as we have in our phones, which helped drive sensor costs low enough to enable the widespread adoption of camera phones. Smartphones now routinely include higher-resolution digital cameras. Now we have high-end DSLRs such as Nikon and Canon brands. These are very professional digital cameras that can capture stunning photos of amazing quality and record video too. If you are skilled, you can even record something that is close to movie quality video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.